Alright, well, we've got the dogs are feeding, so I've put Lass's food down there. We've got, I think I overdid Liz's food, but that's okay. Whatever's left I can pop over to Lassie. Plus there's more in that bag there. So someone asked in a question, you know, does it weigh a bit? I never actually weigh it. I just sort of, you know, chuck it in a bag and hope it's the right amount. And I usually put plenty in. I put a little bit more in because obviously we've got, you know, we've got a little extra mouth to feed. So anyway, we got the water. We managed to get the water. We've got a bit lucky with the rain because it didn't stop raining, but it did at the very least. You know, just ease off at the moment of when I went out. So that's something at least. This is this little patch here, around here where the camera is pointing, seems to be my dry corner. This seems to be the only corner that seems to be reasonably dry. Everywhere else, including me, is getting quite damp. But so tonight we've got haggis. So I've got some more haggis. So I might do some more. I'll have to do some more haggis soon, and the neepy things. Anyway, that's the hound of the Baskervilles eating. She's daft dog been outside. Maybe she'll stay inside for a bit. I don't know. Let's see. Oh, bless you. And Lizzie, I've had in the sleeping bag with me. Oh, it's horrible. Anyway, we'll wait for the bag to start getting, the outside of the bag to start getting wet again. I think it kind of dried when I had to move everything. Dried probably isn't the right term to use, but anyway, I'm going to get this waterproof cover sort of up to my neck, or at least under my armpit, so I can keep most of me dry. Yeah, blimmin' heck, it's already nearly 7 o'clock. I better get those neepy things on soon. I don't know where the time's gone now. It's suddenly flown by. Okay, well, in there, that is neepies and haggis. And I reckon this is probably Chris Townsend's got a beard. I've got a Lizzie. I reckon that's a bit like Chris's beard. Oh, yeah, I am looking forward to that. Beautifully hydrated. It hydrates after like 10 minutes is plenty. Ish. I must admit, this is nice. She like licks my chin in case there's a bit on it. This is really, really nice. The only thing I would maybe add to it is some potato. But really, that would only be if you were doing like a lot of walking. This is my favourite. Neeps and haggis. This is my favourite. One haggis will do 2 portions. And I've admitted this is my second portion. This is my second portion. We're gonna have to make some more soon, aren't we? Really, I can really recommend if you can do your own haggis. I'll try and do a video on making this. It's like she's getting a taste. Let's see. Right, there's a bit there. So there is here. Come here, lassie. Bit left one then. Come in. Oh. You can't get out, can you? No. There's one paw. There's the other paw. Nah. Oh, God. You've eaten it all. Oh. Oh, let's see. That is so nice. Like I said, if you want extra calories, then put potato, put some mash in. But I mean, it is half a, it's half a haggis anyway. Come on, let's get you back in here. You've got little wet puppers again there. Get your head in there. Come on. Go on, in you go. Oh, let me see. Where's your little head? No. Well, it's supposed to stop raining in about 4 hours time. It's coming up to 8. It's supposed to stop raining about midnight, so, and it's not supposed to rain after that. But you can see there's drips all down here, all there. That's what happens when you don't see. So if you've ever wondered what happens when you don't seam seal, then you got your answer. But it was an interesting, it's an interesting experiment, and we haven't died, and we're not going to die. I think given how much rain we've had, literally 24 hours non-stop, I think I'm glad I'm in this spot down here, because there's a little damp patch just below the tent. It's not coming through here, thankfully. If it had been in our top usual spot, I think after all this rain, it's probably quite wet up there. So woodlouse. Oh dear. Alright, and then how you clean your pot, you put your tea bag in and you clean your pot that way. It's helpful when you have tea. We've not had any problems lighting this. It lights safely and well. Mind you, again, the gas canister was started. It wasn't a brand new canister. I definitely don't recommend not seam sealing your mid like this. This is one reason why I do like Cuban fibre, because you don't have to seam seal that. But yes, I can definitely recommend seam sealing your tent. It would be interesting actually if you had a solid inner with this, how much rain that would actually, you know, absorb and stop getting into you. But I think even that would get oversaturated in time, probably. But this is why I don't want an inner, because if you're sealed correctly, as normally we would be, obviously, you know, this is human error, so let's not have anyone always tent leak. Thumbnail, my tent leak disaster. You know, this is why I don't really want an inner, because, you know, I've got all the space available here. And it is quite roomy. Like I said, if it wasn't leaking, if it wasn't for the fact that it's leaking because I didn't seal it, we would be very, very dry and cozy in here. I mean, even a bit soggy, we're still quite cozy in here. It's just a bit more awkward, you know, doing things, but it's still perfectly cozy. It's still very, very cozy in here. It's not a bad single solo little shelter, to be fair. All right, I'm gonna make my tea. And then I'm gonna carry on with Jason Stratham film. The outside of the PhD Greenlandic quilt sleeping bag cover, as you can see, is still beading up water. It's still repelling water. You can see from this non-sealed tent, which I just didn't get round to doing before the rains opened up yesterday. When you come under cover, you can see that it's doing a pretty decent job. It is, you can see that there is dampness, but it's only on the, I can feel it on the surface of the sleeping bag, or the quilt, but the same thing. And just on the, you know, it's just on the surface, but there's still plenty of, you know, there's still plenty of puffing in the feathers, you know, and the inside is dry and it's still puffing up nicely. It is damp, but it's doing okay. For down, I'm quite, you know, I'm quite impressed with it, really. It's doing well. And it's none of that marketing down nonsense either. It's just regular down. And Lizzie is nice and dry and cozy. You see she's nice and dry. So, you know, there is moisture under here, and you can see some drops of moisture. You know, the top of the quilt is damp, but it's breathing through. All in all, the quilt and the quilt cover have done remarkably well in this very wet environment. Check the next day when you will see how dry it is. Literally for 24 hours. It just has not stopped raining for 24 plus hours. I mean, it's now about 26 hours that it's been raining, and by the time it finishes raining in the early hours of the morning, it will have rained here pretty much non-stop for 28 odd hours. And you know, it is quite damp around here. You know, water's been dripping from here consistently, because like I said, I just didn't get around to sealing it. I was hoping that when I got here I'd have a chance to seal it, but it started to rain. And also, I just was curious as to what would happen if I didn't seal it. So now we know what happens if you don't seal it. Generally speaking, I mean, that's all the moisture, you know, and it's been like that for 24 hours, you know, and it shakes off. But it has done a remarkable job of keeping the sleeping bag dry. And this quilt, I think, is just MX material. It's not the waterproof material or the water resistant material, which I just don't think is necessary. I'd rather have a waterproof cover, or a highly water resistant cover that you can put on and off. You know, and have a very, very breathable sleeping bag, you know, material for maximum breathability, because it's supposed to stop raining in the early hours of the morning. So hopefully in the next couple of hours it will stop raining, finally, hopefully. So if that's the case, I'm guessing that by the morning, maybe hopefully, it would have actually dried out. I think my body heat and the warmth, you know, of being in the sleeping bag will push the moisture out. So we'll kind of check that, you know, in the morning and see what it's like. But it is so wet. It's been I'm kind of glad I brought this synthetic you know, jacket with me, and I'm kind of glad that I did, because it has got quite damp, especially the hood. Because like I said, water just keeps dripping on it, and it's the one part of me that I can't really protect, you know, very well. Can't quite tell if maybe it's either stopped raining finally, or it's just reduced right down. I'm not quite sure. No, I can still hear a little bit. It's not much, but like I said, it is supposed to start easing off between now and midnight, but it's been very, 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 very challenging, let's put it that way. But we've done well, because like I said, you know, even though you know, a lot of stuff around us has got wet, you know, even though a lot of stuff around us has got damp, luckily this little corner here for the most part has stayed dry. But it's wet here, it's wet over there. It's been it's been a fun old camp. Anyway, I'm going to watch something else for a few minutes and then settle down for a bit. Catch up in the morning sometime. Take care, everybody.